What's going on YouTube? GZTV back with another video, and I feel like shit. You can hear my voice. I've developed a sickness, and I felt like shit last night too. But good thing when I was at work, it didn't like fully develop into what it is. So we have ourselves a Dave episode this week. Obviously the 8th episode of season 3, 2 more to go. It's been a pretty fun time to kind of go in the mindset and the life of rapper Lil Dicky, or Dave Bird, as he most likely wants to be referenced as here. And this week we have the Hollywood pecking order bullshit, the Met Gala. Celebrity cameos have played an important role in Dave since the first episode when Dave made it to YG's Instagram story. Sure, there's the inherent comedic value of Lil Dicky bantering with Kourtney Kardashian about male pregnancy, or Trippie Redd handing Els a wad of hundreds to babysit his nephew. Just as importantly, though, they serve as a barometer for Dave's relative position and comfort in the music industry at any given point. By season 2, Dave was getting interviewed by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, hanging out with Kendall Jenner and Hailey Bieber at Benny Blanco's pool, and matching with Doja Cat on dating apps. With so much of this season spent on tour, Dave hasn't been around to run into many celebs. The exception was Hearsay, when he worked too hard to impress the black rappers and singers he met in Atlanta. Of course, Dave doesn't always like to reveal how desperately he craves the approval of the Hollywood elites. He likes to think he's more evolved than that. Look at the faux casualness with which he mentioned going to Justin Bieber's party in season 1, and look at his scoffing off the Met Gala to Robin now. He insists that he isn't wrapped up in the Hollywood pecking order bullshit, and that what he really wants is a steady, reciprocal relationship. Still, there's a difference between knowing what you should pursue and what you truly desire in your heart of hearts. With 2 episodes to go in season 3, that could be the conflict that jeopardizes what he has with Robin. An invitation to this event for the elite indicates Lil Dicky's increasing legitimization, but the stakes are high. This is his first real opportunity to make a splash and announce who the new Lil Dicky is post-death scam. Alex suggests he bring attention to climate change as part of his rebrand, earning her the CEO of Morality role, so the fashion designer, played by Jordan Firstman, gets to work. It's his most ambitious project yet, a suit that inflates to a 40-foot globe when a chain is pulled at the back. It could do some damage to whatever lucky starlets are in his general vicinity, but the way Dave figures it, it'll hurt more if the world wasn't saved. And who cares if he's banned from the Met Gala forever? It's a phony event for sellouts. Of course, Dave is canonically a sellout, no matter how pure his original ambitions are, so he finds it very difficult to pull the trigger, or the chain rather, once he's actually out there on the red carpet, stammering statistics about the environment that easily get swallowed up in the den. He's only really motivated to do it when he has a target, his nemesis, Jack Harlow, who shows up to hog all the attention. Obviously, they look just alike, they're both rappers. But Jack Harlow's never been competition to Lil Dicky, but obviously he's just playing on a role here. Playing on a stereotype, I guess, not a role. But inevitably, Dave backs down again when he gets an invitation to smoke a joint with Don Cheadle and Denzel Washington, the former of whom appears in the episode. Who could say no to that? For obvious reasons, Met Gala features the most celebrity cameos of the season. Travis Barker and Phineas almost fight in a hand-to-hand combat over a literal Met Ball, only to reveal it's a prank they play on first-year attendees. I don't know if these are actual, Met Gala traditions. I mean, that'd be really cool if it was actually based on real life, and as non-celebrities, we can kind of get a taste of what that's like. Andy Wintour, not the real one, challenges everyone to consider their rivals and who is most elite, leading Jack Harlow to approach Dave and make fun of him. Even Dave is left speechless when Harlow grabs his own junk and says, "You got beef? 'Cause I got a whole slab, pussy." And it's really funny. It's honestly a really funny moment. One of the funniest, sorry if my voice sounds like shit, but this is probably one of the more funny moments of the entire series. The way Jack Harlow just acted here, and we know he doesn't act like that in real life, but it's cool to see that Lil Dicky sees his rivals that way. And it's kind of funny at the same time. The proceedings have a touch of surrealness, as is the norm for the show. I love to see the other two's take on the same event. But before Dave can get too dejected about his botched stunt, 2 opportunities present themselves. First, a chance to get on camera and pull the chain at an iconic yearly ballroom selfie that happens during the gala. Second, a shot with Rachel McAdams. The actual Rachel McAdams was in here. Well, probably not. McAdams has to be the biggest, or at least most surprising guest star of this episode, to the point that she got her own spot in the press email, and I have no clue if she'd make any more appearances on this show. But she and Burr do have a surprisingly lovely, playful chemistry, stronger than his chemistry with Robin, honestly. When she joins Dave on the floor to use a nearby outlet, he opens up about his Met Gala stress, and she agrees to help corral people for the bathroom selfie. Because this is one of the major reasons he went there. He wants to get his name out there. He wants to see himself in the cut with a celebrity posse. And that's that. After eavesdropping on an amusingly shady Don Cheadle phone conversation, Dave manages to get in a selfie, though Jack Harlow exposes him for hiding in the stall and waiting for them to get there so he could get the selfie. Again, no celebrities act like this for first-year people because obviously everyone's a celebrity. Like, you think when like Lil Nas X was first going to Met Galas, people like, I don't know, MGK were making fun of him? No, I mean, Lil Nas X was making waves. He's more popular than a lot of the veterans at that show. To Dave, it's a worst-case scenario, getting humiliated in front of respected, Oscar-nominated actors and YouTube celebrities alike. In addition to Harlow and Cheadle, the selfie squad also includes Megan Fox, Machine Gun Kelly, Travis Barker, David Dobrik, and Emma Chamberlain. So there's a lot of Hollywood people there. Once again, it's Dave's resentment of Harlow that jazzes him up to pull the cord, both to prove himself and to directly harm an enemy. And again, he backs down when it can mean damaging his rep with someone he actually likes, Rachel McAdams, who decides to join the selfie at the last minute. Obviously, a lot of like plot inconvenience there because he was going to pull the cord and Jack Harlow was going to get like embarrassed. But no, it was Rachel McAdams, a girl, like probably the only celebrity he actually made a good connection with at this event. Okay, he also doesn't want to harm her. Who would? You know? In the end, Dave can only stand there dejected, watching his opportunity to leave a mark slip through his fingers. It seems like he's just another celebrity there. You know, people kind of bring up how he got famous during the Met Gala, but yeah. He's probably barely even visible in the selfie with Harlow's raised middle finger blocking his face. Then again, who cares when Rachel McAdams calls you cute and funny, suggests you get a meal together, and puts her number in your phone? But my natural inclination to fanboy is exactly the same problem Dave has. No matter how much he might hate the newer generation of cool people, he still covets and fetishizes that proximity to fame and success. Like, he wants to be there. I'd imagine the idea of going on a date with Rachel McAdams feels so remote and fantastical that when presented with the actual reality, it's difficult to say no. Now, does Dave need to hide it from Robin and pretend the whole night was uneventful? Of course not. He's kidding himself if he thinks he and Robin are just having casual sex with a fuck ton of heart. He introduced Robin to his parents, and they even adopted an elephant together. Like, this is a serious relationship. They speak about their future together like it's a real likelihood. I suspect that Dave will struggle to have it both ways as he's seduced by the glamour of Hollywood, to give equal weight to the emotionally fulfilling relationship he thought he wanted. It's not about Rachel McAdams actually becoming a new long-term love interest. It's about what she represents to Dave, like most of the celebrity cameos in the show. And yet there's a final twist. The chain catches as he's on his way out, setting off a cacophony that we hear over the credits. Screams, crashing cars, and Dave's voice yelling, "I'm sorry," and "Save the Earth." It's a pretty funny ending getting around the high budget impossibility of filming what this would actually look like. It remains unclear what kind of fallout, literal or metaphorical, this will leave next episode, but like any colossal Dave fuck-up, it could either ruin his career or accidentally help him. Gata's story has hints of cynicism too, though it's much shorter and simpler than Dave's. He's going through a similar process, gradually getting acquainted with the spotlight though, and Els even says he'd do anything to be famous at this point. Els is there for moral support while Gata speaks on a panel about muted depictions of mental illness, not that he really knows much about the subject outside of his own experience. Els suggests Gata was invited to be the one black guy who can fit in with the white people on the panel, but Gata doesn't let that discourage him even if he does struggle to win over the audience with his frank stories about his sex addiction. To be fair, that's when I realized I got sucked by a fat bitch just to feel something. It's not exactly a broadly acceptable anecdote to share. When he starts to lose the audience, he just brings the conversation back to his trauma, specifying his bipolar disorder, opening up about his complicated family history, and simply dropping the buzz phrase cognitive dissonance. And you know, people have a knack for buzz phrases, you know. It always leads to applause and respectful nods, or a tender pat from Demi Lovato, another big cameo even outside the Met Gala setting. This story seems partially intended to seed the idea of Gata finding fame through an avenue other than music. During the panel, Els meets a reality TV producer interested in Gata for his series, Nut House. There's reason to distrust the guy who most likely wants to exploit Gata's mental illness for trash TV. I mean, the name of the show is Nut House, come on. But Gata is perpetually underestimated, and maybe this guy recognizes his ability to be his most authentic self while shape-shifting to ingratiate himself when necessary. That's what made him such an asset in Hearsay, and it could lead him down an interesting new path now. How much will Gata have to sacrifice to reach Will Dickey's level, and how much will be enough for Dave? So, that's pretty much all I have to say. I don't really want to have too many outros. I kind of want to get the hell out of here and move on to my Beef episode review because, oh my god, I'm really tired. I need to go lay down on my bed and watch The Walking Dead. I actually got to get some stuff done today. The basketball game doesn't start for another 4 hours, but I want to get shit done so I can kind of relax because I just took a 3-hour nap anyway, a 2-hour nap anyway. But yeah, that shit was crazy. I'm really sick. I don't know if I'm going to go to work tomorrow. We'll see what my mom thinks later, but I don't think I'm going to stream tonight either. I will try. The YouTube content is definitely there. I have to do this, but